What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to a week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mean.
Indeed, yeah, it is Shaun Mean, Connor, it's me. It's your best friend, Shaun. I'm here to talk weird news with my pal.
You said too many synonyms of friend there. It's getting suspicious.
Pal, buddy, chum, rival? Friendly
People are
rival.
going to think we're fighting because you're like going too hard into it. Like you're leaning way too hard into the fact that we're getting on real well.
But now you're calling out that I'm going on too hard. So now they're going to think that you're fighting with me. But
so now there is a negative vibe.
There is a bit of a negative vibe. You've cast a shadow over the whole pod, Connor, quite frankly.
We'll just cancel it.
We'll just cancel it.
We'll just call this one.
Look,
just call this
if
one.
this is what we get cancelled over, so be it.
This is what, they don't seem like friends. Cancel them.
They're fake pals.
So, yeah, this is Weird News Show. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all of the week's weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been furiously wondering where he went wrong in our friendship, to look at any weird news.
Yeah, it was about episode 36, if I remember correctly.
Really? The orb? Was that what did it?
There's no way the orb is episode 36.
It was early days of the pod, let's be honest.
But yeah, look, this is weird news. As Shaun said, we go through all the weirdest news stories from around the world. Now, if you like what you hear, we do this every single week. We also have Movie Mondays that comes out on Mondays, which we talk about movies.
Oh,
pretty self-explanatory.
Very well named.
And Friday, Hero Zero, where we talk about one comic book character every single week. So if you like what you hear, we would really appreciate if you gave us a like and review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on. It would really help us out. It takes like 3 seconds and it's just real nice.
Yeah, just tap the button.
Shaun, there's no more admin because we have to get into this week's follow-up, okay?
A follow-up?
Because we're starting off on a follow-up from last week, sent in to us by one of our patrons, Mr. Waffles.
Waffles.
Now, Waffles did a bit of research.
Waffles is our reporter in the field in this story. That's what I want to establish from the get-go.
All our patrons are reporters in the field. Waffles is always in the field, right? But Waffles came back from a story last week. Do you remember we talked about a little-known bear, Shaun, last week?
I would argue he's fairly well known as Hank the Tank.
Hank the Tank. Now, if anyone doesn't remember, last week we talked about a bear called Hank the Tank that was burglarising homes around the Lake Tahoe area. He had done 40 break-ins since July and was rampant, on the loose, and they could not catch Hank the Tank because he was so gigantic.
He was a massive bear, and he had the break-ins down to a science by this point. He had gotten more than one a week, I think we worked out, is what he was at.
Oh, he was fully breaking the lock slowly with his ear up against the door, slowly rotating it. That's, in my mind, that's what Hank the Tank does.
Yeah, Hank had a crew of other bears originally that were dressed in clown masks that were helping him to break in, but he betrayed all of them right at the very end of the heist.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, Shaun. Group of bears, because Waffles sent us in the story of that's a follow-up, and that is Hank the Tank is not a one-man job.
What?
He's not working alone.
Hank the Tank is an idea.
He's not the bear we want, but he's the bear we need.
He's the bear we fucking deserve.
It's a bear battalion, Shaun, as Hank the Tank turns out to be 3 separate bears constantly making robberies.
This is exactly the plot of a Batman comic, first of all. And
first of all, the first sentence of this new article says, DNA evidence now shows that the 500-pound black bear the public had nicknamed Hank the Tank is, in fact, at least 3 bears who have damaged more than 30 properties around the area in recent months.
Right, but are the bears actively working together, or is this just an amazing coincidence of bear robbery?
Here's the thing, we don't know, because we don't speak bear, Shaun. It's completely up to everyone here. Is it more likely the bears are in cahoots? Or are they all three criminal masterminds working simultaneously to one area? Normally criminals are like, this is my spot, get out of here, move to the town next over.
Yeah, that's usually how criminals operate, as you and I are very well aware.
I'm pretty sure I'm up to date.
But look, as a man who has not seen Succession yet, I'm about to compare this whole situation to Succession. So
I like that bold strategy. Let's go.
What if there's a big daddy bear, if you will, from the Goldilocks story, about to pass on his honey empire, was like, you need to prove to me that you're ruthless enough to manage this honey empire. I think
that's the plot of Ozark.
I think that is the plot of... No, the plot of Ozark is that your man from Arrested Development goes bad, I think.
No, he works with a drug cartel.
But that's bad, Connor.
Yeah, but the drug cartel leader's like, I need you to go to Ozark to see if you can control the honey. So,
right, okay. So the drug cartel in this scenario is the daddy bear, and the guy from Arrested Development is three different bears playing Hank the Tank.
Jason Bearman. It's in his name.
Jason. I thank you so much for that, Connor, because now I both remember the name and I got a joyful pun out of it.
By the way, the bears are responsible for more than 150 incident reports in the region in the last few months.
Like, at what point... I think I brought this point up last week. At which point do you surrender the houses to the bears?
So, at first, it's just Hank, right? So you think, right, it's one bear. He can't hit all the homes at once.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't give up property up until that point. But if Hank's working as a threesome, if there's a triple threat of Hank, then what do we do here?
I mean, bring in the shield? I don't know. Here's the thing, right? Because what's the age-old thing? Innocent until proven guilty, right? So
yes,
like, it's a bit of a coincidence if three bears keep breaking into a load of houses. Like,
it's got to be an Ocean's 3 situation.
An Ocean's 3, I think, is one of the least effective oceans, though. Name one successful trio that's ever happened, aside from the Musketeers.
And there's mostly 4 of them.
There's usually 4.
It's false. It's a false economy. That's true, because Ocean's 3 implies there's a lot of lads with multi-talents, but it's like...
But the beauty of the Oceans movies, Connor, is the specialty of each member.
You've no experts. What you have is lads who've read a book on certain things and are like, yeah, I'll wing it on the day.
Yeah, who just like, you've watched a couple of YouTube videos on this, I'll give it a go. You have me, essentially, on a team.
So these 3 bears, one of the Hanks, I should say, smashed a window last Friday, which we discussed, and squeezed into the house on Catalina Drive while the residents were at home. Police responded and banged on the outside of the house until one of the Hanks exited out the back door and disappeared into the woods. We don't know which
Hank it was
yet. Do you think there's different versions? One is the mean one, it's like a boy band. One is the bad boy. One is the good one. He's the one that won't kill you if he comes in.
That's it, yeah. Like, you've got the good cop, you got the bad cop, and then I guess you have like
the wild card.
The wild card, yeah, who could do anything. Like, but I genuinely think there's going to be a power struggle between these bears at the end of it all.
Are they sharing loot? Is my question.
See, this is the thing. Because bears, they do have like little families and packs and things like that. But I feel if it's a heist scenario where you have to work for the loot and only one bear is doing the burglaring at the time, I would argue that bear deserves all of the swag at the end of it.
But what if the other 2 are making a diversion outside?
they're not velociraptors though. Like they're not like they don't attack from the sides or anything like that.
They're not flanking. What I'm thinking is they're outside, like maybe juggling or on like a unicycle or something.
Your view of bears, I think, comes specifically from cartoons. No, you shouldn't do it anymore, though. But if there were...
The Greatest Showman not like real life?
Oh, was P.T. Barnum not an absolute bastard in real life? Oh, don't start me on this.
He was played by Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He was so charming.
Oh, the only thing that man is guilty of is being monstrously charming. But P.T. Barnum, guilty of being a monster.
He stole my heart.
Like this bear. But to refute your point, if a bear was doing distraction outside, we would have already been aware that there was two bear. But
true.
I think it's three houses all at once. And then because I'm assuming this town exists in the past, word travels slow. And people will be like, oh, he hit three houses over a couple of days.
Interesting point you make up. This town is made in the past. I think you're integrating a lot more fiction than I am.
I mean, you had your bears on unicycles and presumably doing little fishing in a little circle of ice. But...
They bring the ice with them, of course.
Bring the ice with them, freeze over the local water supply, devastating this town from the 1700s, and start fishing in it to mock them. But I think... a three-pronged attack from any group is better than two people working as a distraction in what seems to be a remote area. I think we established there's very few residents in this particular bear-afflicted community.
There isn't, but that means they're probably hitting the same house twice. I mean, the emotion of getting robbed and then getting robbed again by another hank-to-tank bear. I should also mention that all the bears are over 500 pounds, which is why they're all called the tank.
Which I think we established was like 25 stone last week.
No, it was like 30-something stone.
Right, it's maybe 35. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I got the 5 right in that number. But...
once it comes to it, I mean, you've got three bears, all the size of, I can only assume, a small rhinoceros, walking around robbing people. How do we stop them? Because you trap one, two more, I'm assuming, and I don't want to put names. You recycle in, save their brethren, and get back out of there.
Okay, so what's the natural enemy to the bear? Leonardo DiCaprio, he's probably busy.
Normal bike?
A normal bike. They can't handle a duocycle.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because of Titanic, of course.
because of Titanic, of course.
Okay, you got what do you got? Bears, picnic baskets, honey. Oh, Winnie the Pooh style.
Oh.
You get what? Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to disguise a house, right? One point of entry, small window. Bear thinks, grand, I've done this before. But inside that window is a honey pot that's just big enough to get his head in, but not quite big enough to get out without the help of a little pig and a donkey.
I'm thinking more if anyone's seen Saw 2.
Different media franchise you've gone for there.
A house of killing, right? But what we do is the bear walks in, there's a room there, a box, it has 2 holes that there's honey inside. It sticks its paw through the 2 holes. Can't get them back out because we put, I don't know, very strong honey. I think in Saw he uses glass. I don't want to harm the bear.
I forgot about very strong honey, of course.
We glue his paws into the holes.
There you go.
And then we've thank you. and then we take the bear and we maybe say, you don't have to follow PT anymore. You're free. Wait, no, that's kind of against what we're trying to do here. Yeah, we arrest the bear on crimes against humanity.
But no, you can't arrest a bear, though. He doesn't abide by our laws.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Do we put him into the laws of the jungle?
Okay, what if... Okay, so our closest, genetic relative is, the ape. All right? Now, you've seen Jungle Book.
I'm interested to know where this goes.
you love James Franco movies. You know, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. There's like a special spray that makes an ape very intelligent. Yeah. You need to get them to develop society because they have common ground with the bears. The apes can then set the laws for wildlife.
Right.
And we can commune with the apes to make sure that there's no interference on either party. You know, they can have control of the wilds and we'll have control of our urban environments.
By the way, in my head, you are saying this to the mayor of this town. And they're like, the bears robbed another 3 homes. Does anyone have any ideas?
Also, if people don't know, I've had like 4 cans of Monster today. So I am operating at peak efficiency.
You're smelling colours at the minute. I think this is the perfect time for us to figure out how to solve this problem. Because you've 3 bears, all tax, all committed crimes simultaneously on different days in different locations. How do we capture all 3 at once? We can't. How do we get... If we go one by one, surely there's still 2 on the loose.
Connor, you've just...
You turn one.
You've walked yourself into the perfect scenario here.
Oh?
You set up the perfect house to rob, okay? It's owned by a blonde woman in pigtails, right? And she has a thing for making... You're going to like this.
And there's 3 chairs.
There's 3 chairs, buddy. One of these chairs. It's too hard. Chair number 2, too soft.
Oh, fuck.
Chair number 3,
it's too soft. It's a beanbag chair.
It's somehow made of shaving foam. And then number 3 is just perfect. Yeah. Like, it's like one of your PewDiePie gaming chairs.
It's a good one.
Link in the description. But then, what else is this lady known for? Her world famous oat-based breakfast treat. We're going to drug some porridge, is what's going to happen.
The mayor's like, everybody shut up, let him speak. We're going to drug some porridge.
The mayor's like, hang on, I've read about this. Okay.
Wait, I remember... I can't remember from what book I read this, but it does seem like it would work. Subconsciously, I feel like it would work.
Something early in my childhood tells me that this is the plan to go for. And so they all have porridge laced with... One has too many sleeping tablets, one has too few, the other is the perfect amount of sleeping tablets. But surely
if one has too few sleeping tablets, that's against what we're trying to do here.
No, because we give... Okay. Wild idea. All 3 of them have the perfect amount of sleeping tablets in. Because the bears are going to think, oh, well, one of us will be fine, but then we hit them. Because the bears have read the story as well. So they all have the perfect amount of sleeping tablets. They all go and they're like, okay, let's find our respective beds that suit each of our individual personalities.
Of course.
But we've replaced the beds with a big cage.
Knives.
And we put them... No, I'm keeping the bears alive through all of this, dude.
Yeah, you're just drugging them.
I'm drugging them and putting them in a cage. Then, you're going to like this. Unicycles. All right.
I feel like we're going back to PT now, and I don't want that either. I was joking.
Yes, yeah. PT is really coming back in a big way in this particular story. What if we give them to Hugh Jackman? Because we do a whole social media campaign. We use the clout that this podcast has gotten us, and we say, Hugh Jackman, we are sending you 3 bears. And once that's announced, he's too famous to refuse. He'll look bad if he refuses.
And he doesn't want to look bad. He's a nice man.
He's a nice man. Australian. Probably loves wildlife. You know?
Yeah.
It's
probably going to be grand. It's 2 weeks later. Hugh Jackman mauled to death in his sleep.
Oh, jeez.
By 3 bears.
I wonder how that could have happened. I can't help but
feel we are slightly responsible.
Hugh Jackman killed by podcast bears.
I think we solved that. I think Hank the Tank is going to be kidnapped. What we will say is we feel Hank should be maybe on the run for the rest of his life. I think he doesn't deserve to be caught. I think he's a hero amongst men.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jesse from Breaking Bad, you know? You kind of want him to get away at the end, you know? Because he's not a bad guy. He's just misunderstood.
And also he robs a lot of things.
Does rob lots of things.
There's also a theory that Hank is higher than the other two as decoys. But anyway, moving on to our next bit of news, Shaun, and I feel like this story was sometimes I think I found last week a few stories just written for us. And this week, what I have is I'm engaged to a ghost. But I'm inundated by living men begging me to dump him.
Really?
It's a story of true love.
I mean...
Yeah.
Okay. What's the intersection between, like, irresistible to ghosts and irresistible to humans?
That's a question that not many people get to ask.
It's a question not many people get to answer as well, Connor.
True, that is true, and that's why I don't I suppose having human bits, you're a human. I would say human.
Right, okay. Because I was going to say unfinished business.
Wink. So a woman who has fallen head over heels in love with the ghost of a long dead Victorian soldier. This is Brocarde, 38, Shaun.
Did we not only a few months ago cover a story about a woman who fell in love with a aged Victorian soldier? I
feel like we may have, because Brocarde is back in the news this week, Shaun, because they got engaged last year. And that was with... Go on.
So the original story came out about her loving a Victorian soldier. And then... Yes. After the fact, a lot of... Yeah. You know, warm-blooded suitors came looking for her.
Oh, yeah. And she first met and fell for Eduardo. I'm going to give you a little backstory. Some people might not remember the story, Shaun. But last year, she met and fell for Eduardo after he made a supernatural appearance in her home.
Mm-hmm. Of course, as your standard meet cute scenario.
It's the opposite of a Tinder date, but it's along the same lines. Things quickly became serious, with Eduardo popping the question back in November of 2021, Shaun.
Right, okay, I do remember.
It's very important to remember. But Eduardo, long dead Victorian soldier, he popped the question. According to her ghostly partner asked her for her hand in marriage by leaving a diamond ring on her pillow after a lover's tiff, Shaun. So, bit of a romantic get back.
Bit of a romantic get back, but I also think, and I might have said this in the original story, like, don't propose after a fight. That's not good for anyone. That's not a good precedent to start the lifelong journey of marriage upon.
It feels like you're trying to claw back a few things.
Yeah, like, if you need big gestures to repair this relationship, maybe it's best that it stay broken.
Welcome back to our romantic hour with Connor and
What
Shaun.
if we did actual romance advice one day?
It's people sending their questions.
And I would try and play it like as straight face as possible, like like bear based hijinks, like fully just solve people's romantic queries. I think we would do a great job.
I would be fully involved with sleeping tablets and 3 bowls of porridge, though, as always the answer to most romantic problems.
That's a lot more sinister.
Right?
That's a lot more sinister than the bear story was.
We get some hard honey, right?
Some hard.
And we trap their arms.
You've forgotten the word for glue. Is all that's happened.
Give me some of that hard honey, good sir.
Oh, I need to make some Christmas cards. Insane. Go fetch the hard honey, dear.
But Brocarde comes in. She finds a ring on her pillow. She, in her own words, interpreted this as a proposal and happily accepted after the lover's tiff.
Right.
However, ever since revealing that she's engaged, this is where it comes in to this week, Shaun, because Brocarde has come out this week and she has claimed that she has had to field off a number of messages from living men begging her to ditch Eduardo and give them a chance instead.
Really? I mean,
yeah,
it's a bold move. It is a bold move, like to when someone has announced, "Oh, I'm engaged." Like, let's pretend Eduardo was alive for a second. And this lady announces, "Oh, I'm engaged." And then a load of lads message being like, "Yeah, but I'd be better though, wouldn't I?"
I thought back in the day it was always on Facebook. You have to wait until they're back to single status, and then you shoot your shot. What's this new engagement shoot your shot? That's a terrible time.
That's the thing. Like the standard fuckboy move is like you wait till it goes to it's complicated, and then you message, being like, "Oh, let me know if you need anything." then you poke.
I'm 14.
Like, who uses "it's complicated" as a stat? That's a weird thing to do.
Do you still see the people that are like, we're probably all the same in that you never really use Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Or is it Meta now? But
who knows?
I would use it for the Detective Divilment discussion group, and after that I'm just like, oh, that's grand.
I don't even use it for that, so
but that's outrageous. But yeah, you used to always see that works at full time being a legend. Or works at full-time mad bastard.
Full-time mad bastard was the one in my town. That was what everyone had back in the day.
Yeah, you were cool. And you were in it's complicated relationship.
I wasn't cool, Connor. I didn't have full-time mad bastard. I had actively seeking employment is what I put down.
Willing to work for less than minimum wage.
Will work for exposure.
Hate unions. You had to hire me.
Thumbs up to oligarchs, says I.
Will snitch. So, Brocarda, she's come out, as I said, she said that her inbox has as many as 10,000 messages, a great number of which have been sent by men begging her to kick her ghostly fiancé to the curb.
It's difficult. He's not corporeal.
It's tough to kick him. She admits that she's been left amused by some of her more imaginative admirers, revealing the messages are hilarious. Oh. One guy wanted us to sleep in a coffin. Another collected taxidermy insects. That's
a red flag. Actually, no. If you're legitimately into that thing, excellent, fair play. But if you're using that as a pickup line for someone related to engaged to a ghost, I would say there's something going on there.
Yeah. The singer has shared a look at several of the emails, with one man declaring her to be too stunning to get hitched to a dead man. And another implored, "Oh my God, don't marry that psychotic spirit. Marry me. I will treat you right and not scare you like that." That seems... Also, then he falls and says, "I can leave messages in the shower mirror," but isn't that literally what a ghost does? That's his only thing.
She's already got the authentic version of that. Like, two things a ghost can do is leave messages on a shower mirror and place a diamond ring on someone's pillow.
And move some furniture if needed.
But that could be a certain type, like a poltergeist generally is the one who moves the furniture. Like, it's not every ghost can do that.
Another besieged, "I'm a real soldier in the army. I'm not Victorian or dead or anything like that."
But she's clearly chosen this ghost for its particular qualities, and being dead and being Victorian are two of those.
She says she hasn't been tempted by any of the messages, Shaun. It's true love.
It is.
That's what it is. And we're here to talk about true love of a woman and her ghost.
Look, we love on this podcast. We've always said that from the beginning. If that love is between some kind of being from the spirit realm and a human person, so be it.
I don't know if so be it.
Well... Like, realistically, what are we going to do about it? I like how...
Be mad on a podcast.
Maybe. I like how, in the original story, I can guarantee we were like, this is ludicrous. But now I want to come down on the side of, how dare those men try and break up this relationship?
You're like protective. You're like, now hang on, let's see if it plays out.
Just, we've known these guys for a while. Like, they seem happy together. She interpreted a proposal, so...
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. Brocarda says she's not the only one in the relationship, Shaun, as you so eloquently mentioned.
Right.
Like, Eduardo, he knows these letters are coming in as well. And I'll tell you something, that would hurt you. That would hurt you. She said,
it would. Unless they were delivered by like a raven, I'd be fine with if they were delivered by like a raven or a pigeon or something.
There's no way if your loved one was getting letters from a raven from other suitors, you'd say like, it's cool though.
I'd have to admire the...
You respect the hustle.
Respect the hustle, that's what I'm trying to say. I have to respect the hustle of trading a raven to send nudes to someone.
Now send these. Fly straight there. Don't fucking land anywhere else.
Don't let him screenshot. Don't let him, I suppose, scan it in or take a copy of it.
Fax it back to me. Fax it back to me so I know they got it. I didn't say a word, but Eduardo is furious about them, she says. When I read them, the lights flickered like crazy, the room turned iced cold, and my phone just went black and died. It wouldn't turn back on for hours, even when I plugged it into its charger, Shaun.
I think she probably hasn't paid her electric bill. Sorry, I'm coming down on the side of the skeptic again. It's just my natural state.
Mysteriously, Shaun, when the power came back, several of the messages were in my trash folder. So Eduardo is not amused, she says. So might be trouble in this loving relationship.
Look, I mean, he feels protective. Like, he's from a different time, Connor. Like, this man probably doesn't...
He doesn't understand.
Doesn't understand email. Like, the fact that letters come on a little device in her pocket, that's mad enough to him. He's probably angry about technology more than anything.
I love the idea that she says he put half of them in the trash, like, on the trash file or folder in her emails. Like, the ghost came along and then was like, no, right-clicked, send to trash.
Yeah. Mark as spam. Like this man navigated Outlook 365, and which I can't navigate sometimes, and decided,
why am I on my Excel sheet?
Why did he?
For fuck's sake!
For fuck's sake, all my formulas are screwed. Like, why did he only delete? Like, surely he would just delete all. Like, were some of them he was fine with? Is that what we're led to believe?
No, well, some of them were probably like delivery notifications to maybe some things she'd ordered at Amazon or IKEA or something. So, like, to me, it's like, okay, well, we're getting new furniture, so we're going to leave that.
It's just like she's ordered like a load of holy water, and she's like, oh, what's going on here? What's all this for? Some like bundles of sage turn up to the door.
Did you order a priest?
Yeah, exorcism.com. You know, that's a website.
Did you get ordained on the sly? Don't fucking lie to me. Did you get ordained on the sly and you ordered all these fucking what? Why are all those crosses now here? I'm worried now. I'm worried that you're after replying to one of these emails.
No. Look, there was a South African prince, and what he offered me was unlimited cash. All I had to do was get all of this religious paraphernalia into my house.
She's gaslighting him.
Which he doesn't understand, because he's Victorian.
No. He's only just got to grips with Outlook. He still doesn't understand this.
Even when he was alive, he barely got to grips with gaslights.
So, Shaun, what do you think the issue here is? What should she do? I mean, she's getting hundreds of messages from from suitors all around the world who want this woman's hand in marriage, but now she's off the market.
Yeah, see, I'm nervous because I know what the answer is, but I shouldn't give this advice. This is not advice that anyone should use in with someone who's actually alive and is real. Like, way to turn away most suitors, I would say, like, get pregnant with a ghost baby, you know? You knew I was going to say it. I saw it in your eyes that you saw this coming.
I knew it, but I didn't. I thought he probably won't go ghost baby just this early.
Surely he won't bust out of the gate with ghost baby.
But no, he did. Because, I mean, ghost baby, that's what we want here. Like, that's the only way we get rid of the suitors.
I mean, not all of them. Some people are probably absolutely fine and upstanding and be like, oh, I'll raise the kid. I'll be a part of the kid's life. But most people, I think, who have a mild interest in a lady who's engaged to a ghost, the idea of a ghost baby would probably terrify them more than anything.
It's like, I have a ghost husband, also I have a ghost baby on the way.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, look, I don't want to get involved.
That's too much for me, girl. I'm sorry. Also, if you do give birth to a ghost baby, you have to name it Casper, surely.
I mean, is there any other option?
No, like, do ghost babies age? Because they're ghosts.
Wasn't one of them in Casper called Smelly? Stinky?
I don't know the names. Stinky? I don't know the names of all the ghosts in Casper. I'm so sorry. I failed you as a podcast partner.
I'm trying to think of Casper, Stinky, it was Doc and Sleepy.
Right, those are dwarves. Like there's some of the 7 dwarves, I think.
At least some of them, yes, I will admit.
It's less than 7, I'll guarantee that.
So, Shaun, I mean, this woman really caught my eye just due to the fact, I mean, she's getting inundated with messages. True love could be on the rocks. I'm interested in an update. I want to know if this marriage goes through, because at the minute it's tight.
Like, here's what I'm thinking. I think within 2 or 3 months we'll get a marriage. Within 9 months we'll have a ghost baby. Also, other members of Casper's ghost crew: Fatso, Fuzzo, Lazo, Stretch, and Stinky.
Is that the 7 dwarfs, or is that Casper's crew?
That's Casper's crew. There's also the Boo brothers who have to be included in it.
Oh, well, I mean, I assume the Boo brothers were not included in it, because I would remember the Boo brothers. Shaun, who are the Boo brothers?
There's some ghosts in the Casper franchise, apparently.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Is that the lady from the Addams Family?
Christina Ricci? What?
Yeah, is she the Boo brothers?
No, probably not. I wouldn't say so. I don't know enough about any fictional ghost, Connor, I'll be honest.
She
Casper,
individually is the Boo brothers.
She is both of the Boo brother. I'm so confused, man. Can this woman not just have a ghost baby in peace?
Why can we just not leave her alone? For God's sake.
Why do podcast hosts always have to needle her about her true love?
She's just trying to live her life.
Yeah, much like Casper did. Well, up until... Well, we won't talk about that.
Well, yeah, just, he was a child. Well, you fill in the gaps. How did he get to a ghost?
He is a child ghost. Let's just leave it at that.
You know the rest. You know the rest, and we don't want to tell it to you. So moving on to our next story, Shaun, and I have a hostage situation that...
Like an active one?
Like, it's an active... I have a few people in my basement, okay?
Oh, you're the hostage taker.
I will send you body parts, and you send me money.
That's not an exchange, though. Like, that's not... I don't want the body parts, Connor. Yeah. What can we do to stop the body parts?
I love the idea of the family, like, I don't want their fucking legs. I want the rest of them.
I want the main bit of them. Like the upper half, if possible.
What would be the worst thing maybe a hostage could send, that your family, like, we don't really care? Or you'd be okay with losing to send a message to get me back?
See, I'm falling apart as a human. So, anything from my left leg, anything from the knee down can go. Because the knee is fucked. So,
the guy is just like, I want to take your baby finger. Like, lad, take me whole left leg. Honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, it makes no sense to me. I'm a bit deaf in my right ear. That can probably go. The eyes are fucking bad anyway.
You always have your headphones up way too high, though. That's your problem.
I think that might be it, yeah. And I always wear them on one ear, the bad ear, which is another...
If only we knew. If only we knew what it was called.
If only we could solve what his problem was.
Why do I keep hopping on my left leg and listening to his headphones through my one ear?
But yeah, like I mean, if it's something I don't want to lose, God, probably my oaky voice, Connor.
That's the reason why I need you. I need those sultry tones.
That's why you put up with the half of a man I am at this point.
I'm 100% going to do a Futurama and stick your head in a jar.
Once I have vocal cords, will be grand.
Well, I have a woman who has been held hostage by a stalker, Shaun. A stalker swan.
This is a grim story. A swan.
Who stops her leaving home. Shaun, we have a swan who's a hostage. Well, no, she's a hostage to a swan.
Right. Okay. Now, swans are vicious. I believe we've covered this on the show before. I used to live across from a river in an apartment, not in like a cardboard box. But there was a bunch of swans there. And I swear to God, one of them went for an Alsatian one time. Like a big dog. And a swan just decided... He went for it. I was going to say he swung at him, but he kind of like dove with his neck. That's the standard swan move.
He kind of put his wings out and was like, what?
Yeah. What? He was starting on him. You know, he was like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And he didn't do much.
A woman has gone viral after being held hostage by a stalker swan which would not leave her alone. Siobhan, a mum of two, it's not after we get a Siobhan, filmed the large bird trying to come into her home and even trying to prevent her car from moving as she tried to leave her driveway.
I mean, look, P.T. Barnum's a bad man, but... If I was threatened by a swan and I was in a car...
Yeah, what's the first step?
The accelerator, I would say.
It would be like a zombie apocalypse movie, but when you like accelerate towards the zombies in the car.
Yeah, like obviously I would try like, honking the horn and stuff like that. But if my life is genuinely threatened by a swan, I'm getting rid of that swan.
You're willing to kill me, you and everyone you love to kill that swan.
Yeah. I'll kill that swan's whole family. Cruelty to animals is wrong. I want to stress that. It's all for the bit. Want to stress,
you just have a hatred of swans specifically. I love the idea of you walking, you find a swan that you hate. Like there's a swan that's been starting on you for a while. I guarantee you would be the one that walks in with like a big coat and you open up and there's like two bombs either side. You're like, I'm taking you with me, swan.
Like I'm not against swans. I just I think if a swan is a prick to me, I'll be a prick to a swan. Yeah. Like same way I deal with people.
The angry bird prevented her from leaving her home. The short piece of footage attracted more than 50,000 views since she posted the video with the caption, "My life is a joke," as the swan held her hostage.
And the swan posted a similar video saying her life is a joke.
The swan, she's even meant to in the video have said, "What's your problem, big man?" to the swan, and now you're going to just stand at the door as if that's normal.
Big man is like a level of familiarity I've never had with anyone. But
nobody's ever called me big man.
No, but I really want someone to. But
I get pal a lot. How's it going, pal?
I get pal, bud. I got called the man in a shop one time.
No way.
It was at like Christmas time. I was going buying presents for people, and there was a kid in a toy shop with their mother. And I was coming down the stairs. Kid was going up the stairs, and the mother said, "Mind the man." And I'm like, no. I'm still punk and emo.
You're a big boy.
No, I hate it. I have a pension. Oh, it's awful.
when you used to work in a shop, like you always have parents who's like, "Now the man's going to take it away from you if you don't calm down." I was like, I'm going to give this toy to that child no matter what.
That kid is getting whatever you want. Okay, this is tenuously related, but a kid came up to the till one day and the dad was like, "Oh, give that to the man," and the kid had a yo-yo, and the kid was buying a yo-yo off me, and the kid was like, "Those look fun," and I said, without missing a beat, by the way, I said,
comedic genius.
Yeah, they have their ups and downs.
Yes,
great, Dad. Yeah. Bursts his shite laughing, and the kid says, "What's funny about that?" And the dad is trying to explain it because it goes up and down. The dad said out loud, "It's a very dumb joke."
You were like, that's the best review I've ever had for one of my dumb jokes.
Yeah, I was like, that's the best reaction. And it was natural. It was great.
Normally Connor just meets me with disdain whenever
He meets me with silence, which like on a podcast is not encouraged.
It's just not good. So, Shaun, we have a woman, she's trapped by a swan. It appears that she eventually grew fond of the animal at one point, as she posted later videos of her going to the supermarket to buy it some food. But when she presented a bowl of cabbage, lettuce and cucumber to the swan hissed at her and tipped it over, apparently. The swan is actually apparently a constant presence wherever she went when she tried to go about her everyday business. It was behind her car, at her door, walked behind her as she went to the car, and tried to leave her home several times.
Why is the swan singling this lady out?
We don't know.
Did she like feed the swan once and now it wants more? But also, I don't think I don't think that's the best stuff to give a swan. Like, peas and corn, I think, is the best thing that, like, swans, that most mallards will eat peas and corn, like, by the new time. They're grand.
What I did this week, though, Shaun, is what I've done very rarely is I go into the comments section of these articles, because I want to find out what the people are saying, right?
What your average man on the street thinks about this swan tomfoolery.
Me and you can realise this woman is being held hostage by a swan, and we've all had bad weeks. But what do the people think? What do the regular, non-amazing people who aren't us think, right?
We're bringing up the average.
That's what we tell ourselves. Me do good. So, one person said, under the name of Susan, said, the swan is showing TV licence man behaviour, which I find amusing.
Oh, Susan, absolutely rinsing the local TV licence inspector.
Her husband's a TV licence man.
Yeah. No, Susan clearly didn't pay her TV licence recently.
A second person, called John, said, that swan loves you. John, I don't know if you're getting the vibe of what we're going for here, but simple but effective.
John, that's not love. If you think that's love, John, I have some harsh news for you and maybe some numbers you could call.
Katie's comment is really the one that caught my eye, because she said it's got anger issues and then decides to become a little bit iffy, because then she says it must be a Scottish swan. So, Katie, what's going on?
You were so close there. You were so close to, like, relating to the swan on a personal level and identifying that maybe there's some underlying issue to its anger, but then you just turn it all into some racially motivated comment on the internet. Katie, I'm not impressed.
So I mean, we've had TV licence man behaviour. We see the three sides of the human psyche, I think, there, because we've got a bit of the comedy, we've got That's What Loves You, and a bit of racism. So I feel like it's all kind of thrown in there at once.
It's like an Irish wedding, like in its simplicity.
Shaun, what do you do to get rid of swans? Because I know, right? I'm only literally bringing up this story because I know you have a hatred of swans. So this woman is trapped in her home with this swan, blocking her every move. Next steps.
Next steps, natural enemy of the swan. I think if cartoons are anything to go by, it's the local park keeper, right?
Yes.
So, like, and they're always coming in and they've got like a big umbrella and they're flapping it at the swan and all that kind of nonsense. So I think what this lady needs to do is seduce the local park keeper. And
why does the plan always start off normal and then go mental?
Because how else? Okay, become friends with. That's funny. I'm trying to do comedy, man.
Have his children. Be married for several years. Have a loving relationship where you both support each other, both financially, in work, in life, in everything. Then, after 25 years, the swan is old. Wait until the swan is nearly at death's door and give it a big old kick to the head.
Oh, right. Really finished the job that nature was doing, all right. I don't know what the life expectancy for a swan is. That's never information I've needed.
Too fucking long, if you ask me.
What if, though, like... Because, like, a swan... Okay, so you've married and had 2 children with the park keeper by this point. The swan has also had some little swanlings. I don't know what the word for a baby swan is. It's not a gosling. That's an actor.
It's a Ryan Gosling.
It's a Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
A cygnet. It's a cygnet. So the swan has had 2 cygnets as well. So what you do is you raise both children. It's a terrible thing to say. You raise them with a hatred of each other.
Yeah. Casual racism.
Casual racism, as Katie has taught us, is the only answer.
Katie's trying to embed this into these people. Go on.
So then you raise your kids to be, what's a fair age to fight a fully grown swan? I would say 18. 18. We'll go 18, because they can be tried as adults then.
Yeah.
And so you raise your 2 kids, each with a hatred of swans, and you train them to be lethally effective in killing swans. Till they're 18, the swans, the cygnets, have now grown up into full-grown swans, and you have a 2v2 kind of fight night scenario. For the honour of the family. And
it's a bit of a Cobra Kai situation.
What happens is that the 4 participants end up knocking each other out all at the same time. And then the swan and the lady shake hands and agree to part as friends. Huh? Pretty good. Thank you. The slow clap that builds to thunderous applause.
No, keep your Oscar. I'm happy enough here.
No, Mr. President. I'm fine.
Take him away, boys. Look, I think, Siobhan, you just need to abandon the car. I think you need to abandon all outside life and just accept the fact that you are now constantly indoors, unable to leave, because the swan will outlast you in any sort of endeavour that you get into. I think it's a bleak answer, my one.
Yeah.
But
it's
honest.
Certainly less romantic than mine was.
It's definitely less romantic. Yours involved a fight club.
No, a fight night. It was like a government organised fight night.
A government organised fight, of course.
Yeah, in like the National Football Stadium that they all go into. And it's just 2 18-year-olds and 2 swans.
Who's getting the fighting licence for that?
Probably Conor McGregor. He'll sanction
Conor's
anything.
involved. Connor's involved in that.
Connor's like cutting the promo for it.
So we're finishing off this week, Shaun, with Florida Man, and it's only a small story, but it's really one that made me laugh, because I don't think a headline has ever really tried to encapsulate everything to do with Florida Man, just in terms of the attempt to steal things, but always with the wrong ideas. Because I have Florida Man caught on camera stealing crossbow, stuffs it down his pants to get it out.
See. Wow. Of all the weapons, a crossbow.
Visually, it gets worse the more you think of Florida Man going, this is the perfect crime.
Like, I'm not mad. Like, a crossbow is like, it's a bulky weapon.
Yeah. I mean, you could steal, in America, and I'm assuming in Florida, they have thousands of gun types. But he walked past all of the handguns. I was like, what's the one I'm going to stuff down my trousers to steal it, to walk out with?
But you have to steal the bolts for the crossbow as well. Like,
that's true. Where do you put them?
Oh
no.
No, surely not. No. He also stole a quiver, and they're on his back. There we go.
The man was arrested days after being caught on camera stealing a crossbow and stuffing it down his sweatpants inside a home improvement store in Florida.
Sorry.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
What home improvement store has a crossbow aisle?
I feel like we might be naive, but most of our home improvement stores just include, wood and some nails,
A rake. You can buy a
rake.
wood chipper. Some paint.
Yeah, paint. The paint's a good one. You always see paint.
Things to improve the home.
Exactly.
But no one... artillery doesn't improve your home, lads.
You know what improved this? A grenade. When we get a grenade into the house, I think that would do the opposite.
This sitting room needs a little bit of AK-47 attached to it.
The je ne sais quoi of the room would really be improved with a rocket launcher standing on that mantelpiece.
It's just an air-to-ground missile. Casually nestled under the bed.
Casually nestled beside the toilet. I made the mistake once.
Also, I will say that most missiles are air to ground. I meant ground to air.
No, I believed you. So on Sunday, after realising 2 crossbows had been stolen from the True Value store, located in Mims, employees checked the store's surveillance video, and that's when they saw the crossbow stealing thief in action. According to the County Sheriff's Office, in the video, the thief, later identified as Darren Durant, could be observed walking into the store, stealing a pair of cutting tools off the shelf, then cutting the zip ties off the crossbows. Durant can then be seen walking around the corner from where the crossbows are shelved and then stuffing the crossbow down the front of his pants so he could walk out of the store undetected.
And then successfully he walked out of the store undetected.
It says he walked out of the store undetected as he was arrested several days later.
I mean, look, you have to... Okay, it's so obvious that the fact that no one saw him is more remarkable than the idea that he tried this.
Like, Florida Man, he looked at the crossbow and his idea is the best place to put this is clearly down the front of my trousers.
This man thinks very highly of himself, let me just say.
But also not, because he needs to get that checked. If it's
it shouldn't
like
be that shape.
I don't think so.
And now, look, I'm sure, and I'm going to do a quick Google search that's going to put me on some kind of list, but I'm sure a collapsible crossbow might exist. I would argue it's probably not the one that's stocked in the local home improvement store.
No, well, how am I going to improve my home with a foldable crossbow? I want to improve my home with a regular crossbow.
A classic medieval era crossbow.
In my head, that's what he stole.
And the thing, there are collapsible crossbows, but the thing is, they only collapse the bow. They're still the length of a standard crossbow.
And look, he was very happy with himself, to be honest with you.
I can... The CCTV footage will attest to that.
How did they not catch him? How did he even walk out? How hard is it to walk with a crossbow down your trousers?
Do they not security tag the crossbows?
I think that's rule one.
Rule what? If there's anything that can kill, put a little beeper yoke on it that when you walk out the door it goes off.
You put it on your clothes. Just they have the beepers there. Just stick one on the crossbow, just in case.
One time I was Christmas shopping, I bought a new jacket. They had left the security tag on the jacket. I walked around to about 8 stores Christmas shopping with that jacket on. And I'll be honest, I didn't stop once the alarm went off.
I did crimes. They didn't check inside the jacket was full of Yankee candles. They hadn't paid for.
I was laden with glass and wax.
Shaun, Florida Man, I mean, of all the things to steal, surely crossbows are not the ones you want to do, down the front of the trousers.
No, it's also an element of risk, because I imagine this man would have loaded the crossbow once getting it. And then you have a loaded crossbow down your trousers. What's the best weapon to put down your trousers?
Boys, that's a big question. That's it. Are you the police? I feel like this is a trick question, but go on.
Let's say no.
Okay. Bazooka?
It's pretty bad.
Anti-aircraft rocket.
Oh, like a little like switch that just like suddenly will launch all the anti-aircraft rockets. Yeah, that's pretty good to put down your pant. You can put it in your pocket as well, I'm sure.
I mean, do they not have the things that strap around your leg? You can put your gun in there.
I mean, but then you have to take off your pants if you want to draw your gun.
That's probably in the fucking like pharmacy in America. I'm not quite sure, but like
that's it. You go around to the kids section and they have all of the semi-automatic pistols. Americans, I love you. I'm taking the piss, but like
it just confuses us. We just never see anything. I don't understand.
I've seen one gun once, and it was in a museum.
I don't think I've ever seen a gun. Anyway, Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
It's been quite a week. We solved some problems. We solved a lot of problems this week between bears and Victorian ghosts and swans. Not sure what to do about Florida Man, but he's a law unto himself. Would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yes, please.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. And shout-outs, of course, go to Mangoatbatmanmangoatmanbat, Scream Mask Wearer, Killer Joe, Hank the Tank, the Cat Burglaring Bear, or Bears at this point, if I may, Waffles. Thanks again for sending in that story. Delighted anytime we get a follow-up. Shout-outs as well, of course, go to Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the Wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, the lads turned their stories into motion pictures and made millions, McGrew, Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, and Michelle wishing Ronan Brown a very happy 10th birthday. Thank you all for the continued support. We really do appreciate it. If you want to check out the Patreon, we did just do a review of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, classic Batman animated movie, in kind of in the run-up to the new Batman movie that's coming out this week. So if you want to hear two Irish idiots talk about that, head on over to the Patreon. But other ways to support the show, you can follow us on Facebook. It's Detective Divilment's Discussion Group. Twitter is @Heroes for Hire Pod. The 4 is the number 4. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And of course, the best way to ever help out the show is to just tell one human being that we exist. But I think... Oh, sorry.
I was meant to jump in with just the one, but I mean, this is your show now, is it?
I'm streamlining the outro. You know what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Shaun's podcast. No, I think that's about it, Connor.
So I've been Connor Lawler.
Just the one, please. I've been Shaun Meighan.
For God's sake. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.